So this topic is very important from your exam point of view also, and for your understanding also as to how finance as a function is primary to the healthy functioning of an organization. This is very important. So when we talk about objectives of financial management, we see that there is a dedicated staff department in big organizations, while people in small organizations also pay due attention to the function of finance, which involves not only raising of funds but also effective utilization of funds. So under that we get two objectives of finance, though they are not conflicting in the real sense, but they are a bit different from each other. A very general and a very layman objective of financial management would be to maximize the profits of the firm. Okay, so that is what we all know till now, that the ultimate objective of the financial function is to maximize the profits of the firm, while wealth maximization and as an objective is more detailed, more relevant organization. So what are the pros and cons of each of the objectives? Which of the two is a better suitable objective? That we'll be discussing now. What we will do, we will pick up each of the objective, uska positive, negative, and how is it countered by the next objective. So let's start with profit maximization as an objective to finance. Now, profit maximization, all of you understand very easily. We can comprehend this कि जो firm profits earn करेगी वही grow कर पाएगी. So this becomes one of the easiest objectives of finance function. Now, the efficiency with which the organization is performing is represented by the profits it is earning. कितना growth हो रहा है profits में? Vis-a-vis the competitors, how much profits is the firm earning? It is a yardstick of performance. It is a benchmark for the firm. Okay, so it shows how efficiently the resources of the firms are being utilized. Because of these features, profit maximization is a very popular objective. अगर मैं फाइनेंशियल टर्म्स में बात करूं, प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन इज मैक्सिमाइजिंग द अर्निंग पर शेयर. Maximizing the earning per share. Can anyone tell me what is earning per share? How is it calculated? Any idea? How does the firm calculate earning per share? How are profits calculated? Just try an attempt. Yes, Chirag, can you try?
Ma'am, I'm not having any idea in this actually.
No idea. Just try an attempt. Make a guess. Profits कैसे calculate होते हैं?
मैम जितना भी टोटल रेवेन्यू होता है उसमें से एक्सपेंसेस को लेस करके.
Very good. That is the starting point. Rohan is absolutely correct. जितना भी revenue, sales revenue firm ने earn करा है, which is nothing but the selling price into the quantity sold, उस value में से जब आप expenses minus करते हो तो आपके पास आ जाता है profit before depreciation, interest and taxes. फिर आप इसमें एक एक करके depreciation, interest और taxes minus करते हो. So just for convenience purposes, I'll just keep it to profit before interest and taxes. सबसे पहले इसमें से interest minus करा, आपके पास प्रॉफिट बिफोर टैक्स आता है, उसके बाद आपने टैक्स माइनस कर दिया, यू गेट प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स. ओके, नाउ आफ्टर दिस द फर्स्ट लायबिलिटी, आई टोल्ड यू कि पहले डेट के ऊपर इंटरेस्ट पे करती है कंपनी, फिर प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड पे करती है. ये दोनों फिक्स्ड ऑब्लिगेशंस होती हैं फर्म की. उसके बाद जो बचता है उसको बोलते हैं अर्निंग्स अवेलेबल टू इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स. Now at this point of time, the company decides how much of the earnings should be distributed to the equity shareholders. So say this amount is rupees 100. The company decides that the dividend payout ratio, DP ratio, dividend payout ratio will be 50%. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, इस 100 रुपए में से 50 rupees will be retained by the firm and rupees 50 will be distributed as dividend to the equity shareholders. Okay, so what you see is that there is no fixed dividend for the equity shareholders. Now, if a firm has a number of investment opportunities in the time ahead, तो कंपनी अपना डीपी रेशियो लो रखेगी, यानी कि से 50% की जगह 20% रखा, तो उस केस में 20 रुपीज डिविडेंड के फॉर्म में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होंगे, 80 रुपीज कंपनी रिटेन करेगी. रिटेन का मतलब क्या है, ये पैसा आगे फर्दर इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए कंपनी यूज करेगी. सो दिस इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन व्हाट इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज आर अवेलेबल टू द फर्म. Now once the DP ratio is decided, say simply, अभी simplicity के लिए मैं रखती हूँ कि जो भी अर्निंग्स अवेलेबल टू इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स आई 100 रुपीज की, वो सारा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा टू इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स. सो डीपी रेशियो इज 100%. ओके, एंड नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स hypothetically with the firm is 10. So what is your earning per share now? 100 divided by 10. So rupees 10 per share. Okay. So this is how the firm derives the EPS. And profit maximization objective is focused on maximizing the earning per share. तो जितना ज्यादा अर्निंग पर शेयर होगी उतना ज्यादा प्रॉफिट्स मैक्सिमाइज हो रहे हैं, एंड दिस इज व्हाट दिस ऑब्जेक्टिव सेज. सो फर्स्ट हैव अ लुक एट दिस चार्ट. If there is any doubt in this, that how have we derived the EPS, please ask.
So, ma'am, what was the formula again?
Formula for which value? EPS?
Yes, ma'am.
Earnings available to equity shareholders. Yeah, equity dividend divided by number of equity shares. Earnings distributed to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. Okay. Yes, anyone else? Any doubt in this flow chart?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we come back to the explanation of profit maximization. So as I told you, in the long run, profit maximization means maximizing the EPS of the firm. Okay, now coming to the positives of profit maximization objective. The main aim of any firm is to earn profits. It is a parameter of business operation, basically a standard for measuring the efficiency with which the business is performing. Major source of finance for growth and development. जब प्रॉफिट्स होंगे तभी रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स होंगी और तभी आप आगे इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज में पैसा लगा सकते हो. It reduces the risk of the business concern. अगर sufficient profits हैं तो अगर recession भी आती है तो firm उसको face कर सकती है. It can sail through the negative times also. Then main source of finance, as already discussed, barometer for measuring efficiency and economic prosperity. What is a barometer? Yes, anyone has any idea barometer क्या होता है?
Barometer, as in the instrument.
Yes.
It measures air pressure.
Very good. So barometer is measuring atmospheric pressure. Similarly, profits are measuring the efficiency of the firm. And they are also required to promote socio-economic welfare. Now, how many of you have heard about corporate social responsibility?
Yes,
we-
ma'am. Heard about it.
Yes,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
people have heard about this. Any idea इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Yes, Vasundhara, what do you mean by CSR?
The company has to donate its funds
Yes.
to some kind of social responsibility.
Social causes and say upliftment of the
Society.
poor section या plantation, pollution reduction, education. तो ऐसी social activities में company को invest करना चाहिए. Okay, because they are taking the resources from the society, they should give it back to the society. Now, the new Companies Act, which came in 2013, has made CSR mandatory for a certain section of firms जिनके profits से एक particular amount से ज़्यादा हैं. तो टर्नओवर प्रॉफिट इसकी वैल्यू दी हुई है और अगर आप उस बेंचमार्क को मीट करते हो देन यू हैव टू कंट्रीब्यूट 2% ऑफ योर प्रॉफिट्स, एवरेज प्रॉफिट्स ऑफ द पास्ट 3 years in CSR activities. Now स्टैट्यूटरी रिक्वायरमेंट बन गई है CSR. दो अभी फिलहाल अगर कंपनी CSR टारगेट नहीं मीट कर रही, कुछ लीगल एक्शन, लीगल रिकोर्स नहीं है, बट बिग फर्म्स दे take up CSR, they publicize CSR to make a positive impression in the mind of the public, in the mind of their customers. So अगर प्रॉफिट अर्न करोगे तभी आप CSR कर पाओगे. So it is required to promote socio-economic welfare. Now, very important, what is the criticism of profit maximization? Now, at the outset, I'll tell you that wealth maximization is a better objective as compared to profit maximization. तो जो क्रिटिसिज्म होगी प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन की वही पॉजिटिव बनेगा, बेनिफिट बनेगा ऑफ wealth maximization. So let us understand this very clearly, very carefully, that what are the drawbacks of profit maximization objective. Okay, now the first term used is ambiguity. Ambiguous term का मतलब होता है something which is not clear, something which is vague. So profit maximization, profit as a term has different interpretations for different people. अभी यही फ्लो चार्ट में ही मैंने आपको 2-3 बारी प्रॉफिट यूज करा है टर्म. प्रॉफिट बिफोर इंटरेस्ट एंड टैक्सेस, प्रॉफिट बिफोर टैक्स, profit after tax. So there is no single meaning of this term profit. Then for someone it might mean short term profit, while for a different person it might mean a long term profit. So in absence of a single definition, profit is interpreted differently by different parties and hence it is an ambiguous term. Okay, coming to the second criticism, which is timing of benefits. I'll explain it using an example. So I'm just writing the values and then we'll discuss. Okay, so class, there's an example on your screens. Say a firm has to decide between two projects, project A and project B. Now, both the projects have an initial investment of rupees 1 lakh. और उसके बाद आपको expected cash flows दिए हुए हैं for the coming 5 years. उसमें आप देखोगे कि प्रोजेक्ट ए और प्रोजेक्ट बी दोनों के कैश फ्लोज का टोटल है 1,20,000. So if you invest 1 lakh in the project, the final return you're getting from the project is 1,20,000. Which of the two projects should be chosen? Think and tell me which of the two is a better project.
Ma'am, I think project B is better.
Okay, so Vignesh, you feel project B is better. Vasundhara, what about you?
We can say project B.
Okay, so B, Parug is also saying B. What about others?
B, project B.
Okay. Okay, everyone, most of you are of the opinion that project B is better. Okay, Rohan also says the same. Anyone having some different view from the class? Anyone who feels that project A is better? Okay, so what's the reason that project B is better? Anyone can tell me what is the reason B is better?
Because a business is growing consequently in every year. If we see, in case of first and second year, it is stable, and after that, it is on an increase.
Okay. So that is one reason. Anyone else?
Ma'am, we are getting the return in an ascending flow. Like there is no
Increasing.
fluctuations in the return.
Okay, so you're saying that it is an increasing flow of return, and
Yes.
project B is therefore better. Okay. Now the answer is that project A is better. If you are okay, just leave this question here. I'll give you an alternative explanation, then we'll come back to this question. Now say you have lent me rupees 10,000. ठीक है, आज 2021 में आपने मुझे 10,000 रुपए उधार दिए. अब मैं आपको दो ऑप्शंस देती हूँ कि ये पैसा मैं आपको 2 महीने बाद वापस करूंगी या 2 साल बाद वापस करूंगी. Which option will you prefer?
2 months.
2 months. Yes, very obvious. Why will you prefer getting money back in 2 months?
So that we know that we will get the return. Pakka.
हाँ, कि एक तो श्योरिटी हो जाएगी, कुछ अनसर्टेनिटी नहीं रहेगी, पैसा आपके पास वापस आ जाएगा. और क्या बेनिफिट हो सकता है पैसा जल्दी वापस आने का?
Maybe we can invest in.
Yes, very good. We can reinvest that money. Okay. The same thing is applicable here also. जितनी जल्दी आप अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट को रिकवर करोगे, उतना आप अपनी अनसर्टेनिटी को रिड्यूस कर रहे हो. आज की डेट में जो 10,000 की वैल्यू है वो 2 इयर्स के बाद वो वैल्यू सेम नहीं रहेगी. दैट वैल्यू विल फॉल. रियल टर्म्स में 10,000 रुपीज की जो आज परचेजिंग पावर है, दैट विल फॉल इन 2 इयर्स. ऑल ऑफ यू नो दैट देयर इज इन्फ्लेशन एंड देयर इज फॉल इन द परचेजिंग पावर ऑफ मनी. पहले जो चॉकलेट 10 रुपए में आती थी, अब वो 20-25 रुपीज में आती है. सो द परचेजिंग पावर ऑफ मनी हैज फॉलन ड्यू टू इन्फ्लेशन. द सेम थिंग इज हेयर. Even if these two cash flows are same in project B, this 5,000 is not equal to this 5,000. Value of 5,000 at the end of year 1 is not equal to value of 5,000 at the end of year 2. This is a very, very important concept in finance, and this is known as time वैल्यू ऑफ मनी. इसके लिए हम स्टेटमेंट यूज करते हैं, ₹1 टुडे हैज मोर वैल्यू देन ₹1 अ ईयर लेटर. सो I will prefer those investments which give me return early. Sorry. If I am able to recover back the money earlier, I can reinvest that money. My future uncertainties are reduced. That is why project A, which has higher cash inflows in the beginning years, will be preferred over project B, which is giving higher cash inflows in the later years. जितनी जल्दी कैश आएगा उतनी जल्दी आप उसको रीइन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो. Is this making sense?
Ma'am, so this is how the any company selects any
Yes.
project.
Yes. This is how companies select the project. Okay, obviously there are more calculations, more formulas, more techniques involved, but this is the underlying concept. The earlier we recover the investment made, better it is for the firm, because money has a time value involved. Yes, Chirag, you have a question.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And ma'am, what about the year 5? Here we are having 5,000 in project A and
Yeah.
6,000 in project B. What about that?
बेटा टोटालिटी में 1,20,000 ही आ रहे हैं दोनों प्रोजेक्ट से. पर अब आप ये देखो, ये 60,000 जो है थर्ड ईयर में जो मिलेगा, और ये 60,000 जो लास्ट ईयर में मिलेगा, इस वाले 60,000 की वैल्यू ज्यादा होगी. ऑब्वियसली ये प्रोजेक्ट लास्ट ईयर में बहुत कम कैश इनफ्लो दे रहा है, पर वो मेजॉरिटी अपनी जो इन्वेस्टमेंट हुई है वो पहले 3 इयर्स में ही रिकवर कर रहा है. 1,10,000 का प्रॉफिट, मतलब जो इनफ्लोज हैं वो फर्स्ट 3 इयर्स में ही आ रहे हैं, तो वो जल्दी पैसा रिकवर कर रहा है और जल्दी हमें रिटर्न दे रहा है. सो दैट इज व्हाट मैटर्स. You can't compare value of this 60,000 with this 60,000. थर्ड ईयर में जो पैसा आ रहा है उसकी ज्यादा वैल्यू होगी. यस
मैम, पर एक ऐसे भी तो हो सकता है कि मानो अगर ईयर 5 है, ईयर 1 तो जैसे बढ़ रहा है वैसे इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ेगी.
हाँ जी.
तो जब हमें ईयर 5 तक इन्फ्लेशन थोड़ी ज्यादा हो जाएगी तो वहां पे तो हमें प्रोजेक्ट बी में ज्यादा पैसा मिल रहा है. तो
बेटा पैसा ज्यादा मिल रहा है, पर रियल टर्म्स में उसकी वैल्यू भी तो कम है. ये वाला 60,000 देखो अल्टीमेटली आपको क्या करना है, आपको जल्दी पैसा रिकवर करना है, क्योंकि जितनी जल्दी पैसा मिलेगा उतनी उसकी वैल्यू ज्यादा होगी। अब ये 60,000 हो सकता है इन्फ्लेशन एडजस्ट करने के बाद ये 30,000 के इक्वल हो। जो सेकेंड ईयर के एंड में 30,000 से आप खरीद सकते थे, वो फिफ्थ ईयर के एंड में 60,000 से उतनी ही परचेज आप कर पाओ। तो अनसर्टेनिटी तो है फ्यूचर में, यू डोंट नो कि इन्फ्लेशन कितना इंक्रीज होगा और आपकी रियल परचेजिंग पावर कितनी बचेगी उसी अमाउंट की। तो आप क्या कोशिश करते हो कि जल्दी से जल्दी कैश को रिकवर कर लो। यस चिराग?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right.
Okay, anyone else has any question related to this? So profits, they don't segregate between these projects. दोनों ही प्रोजेक्ट्स के हिसाब से आपको सेम नेट प्रॉफिट मिल रहा है 20,000. Timing of cash flows are not considered. So this is a very big drawback of profit maximization as an objective of finance. Coming back, next point is quality of benefits. अब क्वालिटी ऑफ बेनिफिट्स भी मैं एक एग्जांपल लेती हूँ, उसी से समझते हैं, and then we'll come back to the theory part. Let's take again two projects, project A and project B. से start करते हैं. Okay, I'll just make some more changes. So you again have two alternative projects before a firm. Now 0 ईयर में माइनस जो आपको वैल्यू दी हुई है वो आपका कैश आउटफ्लो है, ठीक है। और उसके बाद जो भी आपको पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज दी गई हैं दोज आर नोन एज कैश इनफ्लोज. So again you have two projects. Both of them involve a cost of 10,000 rupees and both of them are giving you a return of 16,000 rupees. एक बारी चेक कर लो, total is 16,000. If I have to select both projects from the purview of profit benchmark, both of them are giving a profit of 6,000 and the investor, the company might be indifferent between them. But if you see at the cash flows, which project will you prefer out of the two?
मैम प्रोजेक्ट ए.
Okay, project A, yes. जगबीर आप क्या बोल रहे हो बेटा?
Project A only.
Yes, project A, absolutely right. Anyone else who feels that project B is better? I think most of us will agree that project A is better. What will be the reason for that?
Regular income.
Yes,
Consistent income, yes.
very good, very good. That is the reasoning here, that project A has more certainty, more consistent cash flows as compared to project B. तो क्वालिटी ऑफ बेनिफिट्स का मतलब क्या होता है? जहां पर एक कंटिन्यूटी है इनकम की, हम वो वाला प्रोजेक्ट प्रेफर करेंगे. प्रॉफिट के हिसाब से दोनों इक्वल हैं, पर एक्चुअल में we prefer projects which have continuous consistent income. So this becomes another drawback of the profit maximization objective, that it ignores the quality of benefits. First, it ignores the timing of benefits, and second, it ignores the quality of benefits. और यही नेगेटिव्स आगे वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन ऑब्जेक्टिव के पॉजिटिव्स बनते हैं. ओके, सो लेट्स हैव अ लुक एट द रिमेनिंग पॉइंट्स. Profit maximization might lead to exploitation of workers and consumers. अगर कंपनी सिर्फ प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन को पुश करेगी, then it might act against the interest of workers and consumers. वर्कर्स को ओवरवर्क करवा के या कंज्यूमर्स को लोअर क्वालिटी दे के कंपनी कोशिश करेगी कि प्रॉफिट्स को मैक्सिमाइज करे. दिस कैन लीड टू करप्ट प्रैक्टिसेस and might affect different stakeholders in the company. So, though profit maximization has a number of benefits, but because of these disadvantages or drawbacks, we move to the next objective, which is wealth maximization objective. And it seems that in finance, wealth maximization is a more consistent or a better objective of the two. So what we'll do is we'll stop here today.